the question on my mind, the question on everyone's mind right now, are we ready to take a position again on the equity markets? We're going to look here at the S&P 500. Also, we'll take a look at the Nasdaq, the Russell, and also the Dow to figure that out, answer those questions. I'm going to share a very important lesson here today on trade management. I'm going to do that on Bitcoin, and we're also going to look at the DXY, gold, and silver. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're not, welcome back. This is Jordan with Conquer Trading and Investing. Looking forward to sharing and going over some charts with you right now. We're going to start on the equity markets. Those that are following the channel, and if you're not, please do go ahead and subscribe, are aware that after going ahead and taking profit Friday on the S&P 500, Monday on the Nasdaq, we are now been neutral sideways, waiting for a trade to develop. We're going to look around right now and see what we have. We're going to start here first with the S&P 500. You can see that we've lost this support over here. No problem. We were watching and waiting, watching for the consolidation over here. Pointed out that possibly the earliest entry you could take yesterday would have been a resumption off here during London. I did say that I would not do that I am looking to stay neutral until things become clear. Right now, I'm going to see what is clear with you. These are the things that my eyes are drawn to. It looks a little bit like a bull flag. Perhaps that's what's developing. Would I be looking to trade off of this support that we're into right now if we resume off of it? That's the question. And we're going to come back to that. I first want to take a look around. I want to get a feel for what the indexes are doing over here on the Nasdaq. Again, we did lose this support level over here. But what happened, you could see that it seems to be closing back above it. Okay? That's definitely a bullish sign, although today's price action is very bearish. All right, keep looking around over here, trying to get some clarity. The Dow, I think, is offering the clearest opportunity. Why? Do you see this channel that we're in right now? Right, very clear. Right now, we're currently trading into the support of that channel. That's a clear indication rising off here that would provide not only an entry, but an entry with a really good risk to reward, because I know where I'm wrong, I know where I'm getting out, and I would be looking over here into this resistance just to move my stop loss to break even, looking to push that trade. That's a decent trade to watch out for. What happens if we break? What happens if we break below this trend line over here, right? At that point, we'd be looking for a move back down, at least into the support over here at 27,900. All right, nothing sticking out to me that's saying, yes, I want this yet. Let's look at the Russell over here. That also looks pretty controlled. That looks like a bull flag, but I have to say, I like the angle of this bull flag better than I do of this bull flag. Now, listen, that's just my opinion. This one is pretty steep. I have the feeling that we could see some lower prices. We'll see. Now, because we're looking at two bull flags, right? We see also big move up, consolidation into a bull flag over here. What does that mean? What's the safe way to trade it? There are a couple of different ways to trade the bull flag, right? You could look right here, as you see right now, that we are towards what is the support area over here of that flag. And then you could see also here, this trend line support over there. It's a light area. I have it as a light line because it's a very light line. Okay, there's only a couple of touches to it. The market is focused in there. I'm going to leave it light. That's not really strong support. I'm more focused on the flag, the lower trend line of the flag support over here. So again, it's nothing that's saying that I would like to enter here off of the support if we were resumed off of it. So the safe trade out of this bull flag will be if and when we break out to the upside. Okay, especially if we're trading back above this bigger. This is now resistance, by the way. This was support. This should be resistance over here. Trading back above there, that's something that I would take, and we'll be looking to see if it develops like that. Of course, it's possible that we break down out of this bull flag over here and come back down lower. This is a decent looking support line over here on the S&P. Do you see these touches over here? It's a decent looking support line over here. So into there, I would watch how price reacts. I would be watching how price reacts. Still with a bullish bias here overall, but I'm neutral, right? I would watch how price reacts over there. And I would be looking either, probably not, but I will reassess, or down into here, that's something that I would definitely be more interested in. If this area was tested over here at the 33.92, which has a big area of support coming down over there as well, that's something that I would be interested in. So as you could see from my cadence, from my tone of voice, from the way that I'm talking about it, I'm just watching what's developing. I'm not in love with it yet, but I'm watching what's happening right now. It looks like a bull flag is developing. Let's see if we get some follow through. I'll be waiting for the breakout on the upside. I don't really like the angle of that. Don't get all like caught up on the fact that I don't like the angle of it and that you should start studying. Don't worry about that. I'm just telling you my thoughts. All right, what about on the Russell though? This one also, again, we have a nice, we have a nice bull flag developing over here. Everyone should see it. This line over here is very important to me. This is the parabolic trend line. You can see prices just shooting straight up. And as long as we hold above that, I'm looking for price to continue. If we do break that line, if we break this support over here and break that line, I will be looking and perhaps even very, very much looking to attack that to the downside. By attack that, I mean to sell that. Okay, so I'm getting ready here, possibly looking at the downside over there. But right now, this is nothing more but very bullish price action. After a big move to see this bull flag develop is very bullish over here. We could even, don't get caught up also how I draw that flag, right? Why do I say that? Let me go ahead and erase that because, you know, we could peek down into this support over here in this area and bounce back up, all very bullish. Same thing over here. I would be watching for a breakout above that upper trend line over there, showing that we're resuming out of the consolidation. And or if we come in and we test and bounce off of this parabolic trend line, I would look also for an early entry over there as well. So Russell actually looks favorable here today. Let's keep looking over there. I don't see anything going on the Nasdaq. A lot of volatility I see. What happens if you hold this support over here, right? What happens if, you know, we hold this support? Right now it's iffy. It's kind of, you know, on the border, and we start, you know, making higher highs there. Would you take that trade? I wouldn't. No, I personally wouldn't. You know, again, if your eyes like it and you see it, that's what we're doing this here for. All right, let's move forward. Let's move over to Bitcoin. I want to talk about something really important with you. Actually, let's stay to our flow. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Let's go over to the DXY and see what is happening today. And you could see we did a very good look. We gave a very good look this morning on the live stream at the DXY, why we're following and focused on this trend line over here, right? What we're waiting for. And I gave clues to what was happening this morning as we were down into the channel. I was like, well, I really don't buy it because we're seeing a big move on the pound and the DXY is being priced down because of that. But the euro US dollar was not really following that. You could see it was being rejected. It was trading right into this morning on our live session into this resistance. And I said, unless it regains this resistance and comes back into this channel, I'm not yet looking for further dollar weakness. And so far it's being rejected. So I'm just going to leave the DXY right here as obviously with a bearish tint, right? But, you know, I'm still undecided. At this point, though, it's getting clearer. A break above this outer trend line. Everyone should know why we have it here now after this morning's live session. And that resistance over there, right? Clearing both of those now on the way up. That would, at that point, definitely be looking for a big move. When I say a big move, I mean into this area over here, between 94 resistance and this trend line over here, right over there. If we do break above that, then we're looking at targeting over here, 95.20, this trend line over there. I'll figure that out with you later if that happens. Right now, I maintain that bearish bias, but really very much undecided. And that's what it is. What about gold? Let's take a look at gold. So a lot of people were really bullish this morning on gold, and we just kept it very simple. And that's what you need to do. You need to take something that's extraordinarily difficult, like the markets, and find one of our edges is making it as simple as possible. One of our edges is taking something extraordinarily difficult and simplifying it down as simple as possible, which is why we follow price. Over here, I skipped it very simple. I said, as long as we remain consolidating within this triangle over here, we are just plain neutral, waiting to see if we get a breakout to the upside, which would be looking to take advantage of means buying. Or if we break down over here, we'll just continue to stay neutral. I will, at least, because gold is in a bull market over here fundamentally. I will wait and see if we could get some lower prices over here. We'll if we break down to the downside, we'll start really focusing on it so everyone has a lot of clarity and knows when I'm looking to pick up some further gold positions. Otherwise, it's going to be on the upside. But right now, don't get involved in this. A lot of people are trying to buy and sell this right in this little area over here, why it's consolidating. No, smart traders avoid this right now. What about silver? Same exact thing. All right, you have over here that triangle over there, and we are just consolidating, waiting for a break. Silver's got to prove itself. It's got to get above 26. Unless we break out closer down to the nose over here. At that point, then we could enter on a retest of 24.50. But silver's not in play right now. Stand aside right now. Is it possible we're going to break down over here? Of course. If we lose this over here, if we lose this support that's $23.30, and we break below this trend line over there, there's a good chance that we come in and we test that local low over here. And not only that, but crush it and take it out. It's a possibility. I'm leaning towards breaking out to the upside simply because this is a bullish formation over here. All right, let's see what happens. What else? Bitcoin, let's take a look at it. Bitcoin, the reason I want to talk about this and what I want to talk about is a little bit of trade management. This is a really important tip over here. Pay attention. This is something that serves me very well, and I hope can make a difference in your trading as well. By the way, you know that I use broad strokes, right? This still, by the way, looks extraordinarily healthy in my opinion. What I'm seeing over here, I'm just going to review it with you really quick. Go back right before over here, we did an afternoon video, right? And I said, wow. Looks like Bitcoin's getting ready to break out over there. We had that trend line over here. Once we break above that trend line, that sets off the bull move. We have to clear this outer trend line over here. Both those things have happened since. And then after that, we were consolidating. Someone in the live stream pointed out while we were consolidating, hey, that looks like a bull flag, right? And sure enough, to all of us, to myself, it did for sure. And that was a great point out, So someone was like, that's a bull flag. We were like, yep, that looks like a bull flag. And then, shortly thereafter, it broke out over here. It never cleared this resistance right over there, right? And since then has come back down and has been consolidating along that broken resistance there, which is now support. Over here this morning, I said, this looks very attractive to me. Bitcoin actually looks like the most attractive setup in the markets today. And I was looking for an entry right over there, which triggered. It triggered, and then we came right into the resistance over here, and then a big candle back down, and we're still back into that area of support. And if you haven't yet watched that video, watch that video right after this. Right, go to the part where we talk about Bitcoin, because we get really into where to place the stop loss and why. Great learning material. Definitely recommend it. But my stop loss was down over here. Right around here, right around 10,000, we'll call it 968, right in that area over here, okay? Entry over here, and we're targeting, we're targeting over here first, not looking to exit all the position. I said about 40% of the position though. So it's a pretty nice risk reward. It's about a 2-to-1 risk reward just into the first resistance, take some profit off the table, but looking to push that further. And I did say that if we get above this area over here, at that point, that's when Bitcoin is going to begin flying. Now, what else? Why am I bringing this all up for you right now? And it's because of this. I want to talk a little bit about when you enter a trade, the first thing you figure out is where you're placing your stop loss. That's how you figure out your position size, depending on where your stop loss is placed. Now, here's the thing. Once I enter a trade, this is very important. This is going to be very helpful for those that listen. Once I enter a trade, because I did my original analysis, I'm entering the trade off of all my putting that work in, by doing my analysis every day, by being in the flow of the market, off of price, off of the charts alone. I know where I'm entering and why. And I also know where I'm putting my stop loss and why. And that is because if it hits, I'm wrong on the trade, right? I'm wrong on the trade and I want to exit. Now, when I enter the trade, I do not exit the trade before my stop loss is hit, ever. A lot of traders on this type of price action right here will exit their trade because price started going in their favor and then is going against them a little bit right now. They exit the trade. However, their stop loss was over here and they're exiting the trade sooner. I know what my risk is, right? So I'm already prepared if I hit my stop loss that I reached my risk for that trade. Exiting it earlier only prevents you from profiting. You're actually taking more losses than you should be taking. It's preventing the trade working out according to your original analysis. I do not move my stop loss until one of two things happens. Either I don't move it. If my stop loss is hit, I'm out of the trade. Or if I come into that area of resistance, right? In this case, would this be resistance over there? For sure. No question about it. If we came into 12,000, at that point, I would move my stop loss to break even. In this case, I wouldn't be taking any profits and it would be about 40% up there. Very important stuff. Very important stuff. A lot of traders, they get into good trades. They exit those trades not according to their original analysis. And then often they're seeing those trades go back in the direction of the analysis they did. A big tip for you. I hope that it resonates and makes sense. Let me catch up on a couple of comments over here. What are your thoughts on multi-level marketing? I don't have any thoughts on that. So I do have a couple of thoughts. I don't know anything about multi-level marketing or iMarkets Live teaching Forex. But what I do know is that there are many courses that cost thousands of dollars. They don't even offer a working plan or strategy. I do know that you cannot put a price on the value of the education and the material that I provide and in my course. And I do know that it costs next to nothing. The investment that one is making to work with me, the community, and to have a working strategy that is, first of all, the markets are incredibly difficult. If you could take anyone, right? If you could take 10 traders and are able within 3 to 5 weeks to just provide them, a set of instructions where you could get 4 of those traders, on their way to break even or better and towards consistently profitable. Come on, man. It's insanity. It's insanity. That's what I believe. I don't believe it actually. I don't know of or I don't. That's my only thoughts. That's like probably the biggest no-brainer there is. And same the value, you cannot put a price on the value. That's for sure. Thank you for that though. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I mean, for real. So listen, there's a bunch of people. So there's a bunch of people, right, who just listening to the YouTube videos since the crisis went on to, turn around their investments. A lot of them signed up the course just to say thank you. And then they learned something in the process. But the course itself, right? The YouTube values themselves, right? They provide the knowledge for sure. The course gives you that super jump start, head start, with a lot more clarity. But you don't need that. Anyone who's here right now, man, obviously you're here for one thing because it benefits you, it benefits your overall knowledge, and it benefits your trading. And I'm grateful that you're here. That's all. So everyone, thanks for the session. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you're still here, definitely smash that like button, and I'll talk to you soon.